everyone! Welcome back to DeMarco Vintage Watches, your go-to spot for timeless stories, expert watch insights, and a deep dive into some of the most iconic timepieces ever made.
Today we're stepping into the world of a brand that's practically royalty in luxury watchmaking, Cartier. Few names carry as much history, elegance, and innovation as this one.
That's right! Cartier has been crafting watches for over a century, and they never just been about telling time. These pieces are works of art, engineering marvels and cultural symbols all at once.
From designing one of the very first men's wristwatches for an aviator in the early 1900s, shout out to the Santos, to completely redefining the dress watch with sleek geometric lines in the tank, Cartier has helped shape modern watch designs as we know it.
And their timepieces have been spotted on everyone from royalty to movie stars, artists, and cultural icons. They don't just make watches, they make statements.
In this episode, we're spotlighting 7 of Cartier's most iconic and sought-after models: the Tank, Panthère, Santos, Ballon Bleu, Calibre, Drive, and Pasha.
Let's get into it.
Alright, let's start with the heavyweight, the Cartier Tank. This one isn't just a watch, it's the Cartier watch.
Here, introduced in 1917 and officially released in 1919, the Tank is probably the most legendary model Cartier has ever made. Louis Cartier took inspiration from something totally unexpected, a World War I Renault tank seen from above.
Exactly. That overhead silhouette gave us the Tank's now iconic rectangular case and flat brancards, those vertical sidebars along the case. At a time when almost everything was still round, the Tank was a total game changer.
And it didn't just look cool, it came with history. Louis Cartier gifted the very first prototype to US General John Pershing in 1918, just after the war. It was bold, modern, and symbolic of new era.
The design was refined in the early 1920s into what we know now as the Tank Louis Cartier. Slightly softer edges, but still keeping that architectural symmetry that defines the line today.
And it's been on some serious wrists. Jackie Kennedy, Princess Diana, Andy Warhol, he even said he wore a Tank because it is a watch to wear, even though his wasn't said.
Classic Warhol. And let's not forget Elizabeth Taylor, Clark Gable, Grace Kelly. It's a watch that transcends gender, style, and time periods. Total unisex appeal.
Design-wise, it is all about elegance. You've got the Roman numeral dial, the rectangular Chemin de Fer minute track, those sharp blue sword-shaped hands, and of course that sapphire cabochon crown. That little pop of blue has become a Cartier signature. Now, if the Tank is all about minimalism and legacy, the Panthère de Cartier is pure 1980s glamour, with a feline twist.
Yes. Launched in 1983, the Panthère blurred the line between watch and jewelry. It was Cartier's answer to the era of big gold, bold style and high fashion, and it owned that space.
The name Panthère comes from Cartier's long-standing association with the panther motif, first seen in their jewelry back in 1914. Jean Toussaint, their legendary creative director, was even nicknamed La Panthère.
And the watch absolutely lives up to the name. It's got that sleek predatory grace, especially in how the bracelet moves. That 5-link construction is ultra flexible, almost like liquid gold on the wrist.
It's no surprise the design is based loosely on the Santos, but it's slimmer, softer, and way more jewelry focused. Some people say it wears more like a gold bracelet with a watch dial than the other way around.
And speaking of the dial, you'll get all the classic Cartier design cues. Roman numerals, blue sword hands, Chemin de Fer minute track, plus that signature sapphire cabochon crown. Quintessential Cartier.
Under the hood, it's quartz, almost always. That was very on brand for the 80s, and it helped keep the case ultra thin, usually around 6 mm. No winding, great accuracy, perfect for everyday elegance.
The Panthère exploded in the 80s fashion scene. Madonna wore one, Tina Turner, even Pierce Brosnan. And yes, James Bond himself, Timothy Dalton, rocked one too.
Today is still a red carpet favorite. Anne Hathaway, Dua Lipa, Sienna Miller, Rihanna all have been spotted with vintage or reissued Panthère watches. It just radiates that cool, confident luxury vibe.
And actually, Dumarca has one in the collection right now. A medium two-tone Panthère from the 1980s with 2 rows of 18-karat yellow gold and classic quartz movement with a twist, a small date window at 5. Unisex and unmistakably chic. If you wondered where men's wristwatches really began, this is it. The Santos de Cartier isn't just iconic, it's foundational.
Totally. The year was 1904. Alberto Santos Dumont, a Brazilian aviation pioneer, told his friend Louis Cartier that he needed a way to check the time mid-flight without fumbling for a pocket watch.
So Louis did something radical. He created a wristwatch just for him. A square case, easy to wear, hands-free, and boom! The first men's wristwatch was born.
And it wasn't just functional, it looked great. Santos Dumont wore that watch during his flights, and by 1911 Cartier released it to the public. That made the Santos the world's first mass-produced wristwatches for men, and also the first dedicated pilot's watch.
Since then, the Santos has gone through several evolutions, but the DNA has stayed incredibly consistent. The square case, rounded edges, and those signature exposed bezel screws are instantly recognizable.
Let's talk design. The screws are a huge part of the Santos identity. Not hidden, not decorative, but proudly visible. That was revolutionary at the time, and it gives the watch this industrial, chic, masculine energy.
And the bracelets follow the same language. Integrated metal links with matching screws. In the late 70s, Cartier launched the Santos Calibre with that sleek curved case and bracelet design, which really defined that modern look.
Plus, modern Santos models come with some nice upgrades, like the quick switch strap system or smart link bracelet resizing, tool-free customization and very collector-friendly.
Of course, you still get all the Cartier elegance, Roman numerals, railroad mini track, sword-shaped blued hands, and the cheeky Cartier signature hidden in the dial numeral.
Now there is quite a bit of variety in the Santos family. You've got quartz-powered Santos Dumont models that are ultra-thin and classic. Then the automatic Santos de Cartier line, available in a medium and large sizes, adds functionality, sometimes even date windows or skeletonized dials.
And the range goes even wider. You've got steel, two-tone, full gold, skeleton versions, even a diverse model. It's honestly one of Cartier's most versatile platforms.
Not just versatile, it's popular. Santos Dumont himself was the first wearer, but today you've got folks like Jake Gyllenhaal, Tom Holland and Rami Malek all wearing the Santos. Jay-Z has even performed in a bold Santos 100.
It's that rare mix of elegance and edge. You can wear it with a suit or a leather jacket and it just works. The design hasn't changed much over in 100 years, and that's a testament on how well it was conceived from day one. So far, we've covered Cartier classics that go back a century. But what if we told you that one of Cartier's biggest success stories came out just in 2007?
Enter Ballon Bleu de Cartier, a watch that proves Cartier still knows how to create icons in the 21st century.
The name means blue balloon, and you get it the moment you see it. The round, cushiony case is like a floating orb of polished metal. It's elegant, smooth, and instantly recognizable.
That blue sapphire cabochon crown, Cartier's signature, is recessed in the curved metal arch that flows into the case. It almost disrupts the circular form at 3 o'clock, and that little visual attention gives it a playful personality.
It's one of the only Cartier watches where the Roman numerals curve and warp around the crown to make room. It's a small detail, but it shows how every element was designed around the balloon blue's shape.
And let's talk wearability. There is no sharp lugs, no harsh edges. The case is rounded on both sides, so it wears like a smooth pebble, super comfortable on the wrist. It's why so many people call it their most wearable luxury watch.
You've got size options too, from a petite 28mm quartz to a bold 42mm automatic. And whether you're wearing it on a leather strap or that polished metal bracelet, it keeps that seamless jewelry-like feel.
Mechanically, most Ballon Bleus use Cartier's automatic calibers like the 1847 MC, but smaller models use quartz, especially in the 28 and some 33mm references. It's really about lifestyle, elegance with everyday ease.
And in terms of visibility, the Ballon Bleus got major star power. Kate Middleton wears one regularly, a 36mm stainless steel model she's had since 2014. It was reportedly a gift inspired by her late mother-in-law, Princess Diana, who also loved Cartier.
We've seen Cartier's elegance, their dress pieces, their artistic designs, but in 2010 they dropped something totally different, the Calibre de Cartier.
Yeah, this wasn't just another variation of a tank or Santos. This was Cartier saying, hey, we can do sporty too. Bold, masculine, mechanical, it was their flex into the luxury sports watch arena.
And that Calibre name, it's not just for show. This was the first major release to feature Cartier's in-house movement, the 1904 MC. Big move for a brand always seen as a jeweler first. This marked their arrival as a serious mechanical player.
The case is a solid 42mm with that mix of brushed and polished surfaces. You've got crown guards flanking a sapphire cabochon and a dial layout that breaks from tradition. Big Roman numerals, a date window at 3 and a sub-seconds dial at 6.
That asymmetry gives it a cool modern edge. It's dressy enough for formal wear, but it has muscle. And with 100 meters water resistant and a screw-down crown, even the base Calibre is more rugged than your average Cartier.
Then came the Calibre Diver in 2014, 300 meters water resistance, ISO 6425 certified, rotating bezel, luminous markers, a legit dive watch. And yet it still had those Cartier flourishes, Roman numerals, sword hands, and that floating sapphire crown.
Inside, still the 1904 MC dual barrels, 48-hour power reserve, great stability, and if you flip the watch over, many models have a sapphire case back where you can see the rotor engraved with Cartier. Very refined.
It's not the flashiest Cartier, and that's what makes it cool. It's for collectors who are in the know. This was never meant to be mass market like the Ballon Bleu. It was about showing Cartier could stand toe-to-toe with Rolex, Omega, even IWC in the sporty space.
And it has a cult following. People who wear the Calibre tend to really wear it. They love the substance, the feel, the balance of a classic and modern. And hey, football legend Thierry Henry has even spotted wearing one back in the day.
But here is the twist. Cartier discontinued the whole line around 2019. So now the Calibre is what some collectors call neo-vintage. It's already out of production, but not old enough to be vintage. Yet. If you're into classic cars, refined design and watches that aren't just square around, meet the Drive de Cartier. It's one of the brand's most under-the-rated gems.
Introduced in 2016, the Drive was Cartier's take on a cushion-shaped case with a bit of vintage automotive soul. Think leather driving glows, retro dashboards, and European weekenders, all distilled into a watch.
The case, 41mm, cushion-shaped and ergonomically contoured. Not square, not round, but that sweet spot in between. Brushed caseband, polished bezel, sapphire cabochon crown. It's quietly luxurious.
And the dial tells the whole story. That guillotine pattern in the center is inspired by a vintage car grille. Bold Roman numerals, a sub-second dial that feels like an odometer. It's subtle but rich in detail.
Cartier launched it with a full range. Time-only models, dual time zones, moon phases, even a fly-in tourbillon. Then in 2017 they dropped the Drive Extra Flat, only 6.6mm thick. Minimal, elegant and now kind of a cult favorite.
Inside you've got the Cartier's 1904 MC movements, automatic, in-house, visible through the case back, and that's part of why the drive has collector's cred. It's beautiful. It also serious watchmaking.
All models came on leather straps, no bracelets here. You'll mostly see them on black or brown alligator or Cartier's signature blue. It's a formal watch with just enough edge to make it stand out in a lineup.
And while it didn't last long, Cartier quietly phased it out by the early 2020s. That only added to the appeal. The drive is now quite classic for people who want something different, refined, and not overexposed.
So we've seen the elegance of the tank, the modern lines of the Ballon Bleu, and the driving spirit of the drive. But if you want something bold, a little eccentric, and totally unmistakable, that's where the Pasha de Cartier comes in.
This one's a bit of a wild card, and we mean it in the best way. Big round case, a screwed-on crown with a chain, sometimes even a grid over crystal. It's not your typical Cartier.
The Pasha was officially launched in 1985, but the design is said to be inspired by a 30s watch made for the Pasha of Marrakesh, a man who wanted something stylish and swim-proof. Myth or not, it gave Cartier a great backstory and a reason to try something new.
And new it was. Cartier was known for rectangles and elegant shapes. Then comes this bold round watch with random locks, a chain crown cap, and 4 Arabic numerals instead of Roman ones. Genta fans, take note, he had a hand in this design too.
It really was Cartier's answer to the luxury sports watch boom of the 80s. The Pasha was water resistant to 100 meters, but also stylish enough to be worn with a tux. And that's rare.
On the dial, you'll see a square mini track inside the round case. That's another quirk. Plus, bold numerals at 12, 3, 6 and 9, and in most versions a sapphire or spinel cabochon right on the crown cap.
Over the years, the Pasha became a platform for experimentation. Chronographs, GMTs, moon phases, even tourbillons. But the core DNA stayed the same: bold, circular and different.
So, after exploring 7 icons across over a century of design, one thing's clear: Cartier doesn't just make watches, Cartier shapes watch history.
You'll see these watches on royalty, red carpets, in vintage auctions and on the wrist of first-time buyers walking into a boutique. They are cultural objects as much as they are timekeepers.
And as collectors, owning a Cartier isn't just about specs, it's about owning a piece of design history. These watches tell stories, they connect you to moments, people and style across generations.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into Cartier's world of horological artistry.
Don't forget to like, subscribe and let us know in the comments which Cartier model is your favorite or which one's next on your list.